Hi folks, it's Evo here from Thundermist Lure Company. Welcome to today's episode of Thundermist Fishing Tips. Sodus Bay, New York. We made it. Folks, I've got Phil behind me here, and we've also got the boatless angler, and he's about, I don't know, 50, 100 yards off to the side there. And what we're doing today, folks, we're fishing Sodus Bay, New York. We're looking for these nice jumbo perch right there. And we're using the Stingnose jigging spoon. I've got the silver one on right now at 3/16 ounce. I don't know what the boys are using, but that's the one I have on right now. And we just got started, and honestly folks, we got about a dozen small ones. That's the first keeper so far. So we heard they were nice perch here, and oh, there's a hit. We heard there was a nice perch here in Sodus Bay, so we came to find out, folks. And we're just jigging these Stingnose off the bottom, and this feels like it might be a keeper. Doesn't feel as big as that one I just caught, but he just might be a keeper. Let's see what we got here, folks. Okay, that's a decent sized perch. Not that big, but decent. Okay, he gave me a good bite. All right, now, with the Stingnose, as you know, those of you who have tuned in for a while, you can fish them as is, or you could tip them. Either way, very, very effective. And I'm just letting it get right to the bottom. We're fishing at about 30 feet right now. We spread out a bit because we want to see if we could find out where some of these bigger fish are holding. So I'm in about 30 feet. I think Antonio's probably in about 25 feet where he's fishing there. And Phil's in about the same at about 30 feet, 32 feet. And we're just bouncing them off the bottom, lifting them up, letting them flutter down. And what a gorgeous day we have. It's hovering around 0. You don't get days like this too often, folks, in the winter when you're going ice fishing. And a day like this is just ideal. The winds are calm. The temperature is about just hovering around freezing, so you don't need a hut. You could fish outside today with no problem. And as a result, that's why I drilled a bunch of holes for us to try and go around and see if we can locate some of these fish. So that's going to be the strategy. Hopefully we can get ourselves a nice little feed of these Sodus Bay, New York State perch. So glad you could join us, folks.
This one feels a little bit heavier. Oh yeah, a little bit heavier, Evil. I got on the 1/8 ounce Stingnose.
Yeah?
1/8 ounce Stingnose. You got one too?
Yeah.
Nice.
Actually, that's not a bad size either. Yeah. Well, I mean, he's not a keeper, but it's a decent size perch. So Phil's running the 1/8 ounce. I'm running 3/16. I bet Antonio's running 1/8. I know he likes to run a little smaller when we're ice fishing, because that is actually, if the fish aren't aggressive, you always scale down. And I like to scale down when I'm ice fishing too, but the 3/16 that's not too big on a day like today, and the fish seem to be active. I think we're okay. So what I did, folks, I just moved holes a little bit. I moved over to the next hole, and we got ourselves another nice chunky perch. There we go. Not quite as big as that other keeper I got, but I'm gonna say just as nice. So then all I did was just move, like I say, we drilled a bunch of holes. So I just moved over to the next hole. Phil is still over there. You can see Antonio now. Now Antonio hasn't moved from that spot. So I have a funny feeling that guy's on fish. You know how our boatless angler is, folks, right? We may have to go check up on him soon. But so from there, I have another hole over there closer to Antonio. I might go and try that hole, but right now I'm gonna stick with this one and give it a few more jigs and see if there's any more of these bigger perch hanging around, because that's what we're looking for, folks. Those nice Sodus Bay jumbos. We were just coming over to see you.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. We saw that you weren't moving. I just caught a nice one.
Oh, that's a nice one.
Yeah, I got a bigger one in that other hole right over there.
Oh,
and
wow.
Phil's got about 2 or 3, maybe 3, or maybe even 4 keepers.
Wow.
Yeah.
I got 2 about that size.
Okay, we were wondering because you weren't moving from that spot. We said, you know what? Antonio's probably catching fish over there, and he's holding out on us. So you got a couple?
Yeah, a couple. That
Okay.
size, but not that fat. I think
But
they're both males, the ones that I got.
you getting some small ones too?
Not that many, a few.
Really?
Yeah, slow.
We keep getting small ones in between, so we're weeding through them, but you drop it down and you get a small one, you get a small one, you get a small one, then you get a little bit bigger. But that one over there is a nice one. That one I caught earlier was a nice jumbo.
Do you have it tipped with anything?
I'm tipping it right now, yeah. But earlier,
Oh, that was a nice hit.
earlier, earlier I was not. I was just running them as is. So
Good.
this is small. That was a good hit.
It
but,
was.
yeah, I know. But that's what it's been. It's been. We got to weed through these small. Look how small that is.
That thing smashed it.
Yeah. Well, there's nothing on this one. You can see this one's not tipped now, right?
Yeah.
I had it tipped earlier, but it's not tipped now. And I say you don't need it tipped. But we did bring some butterworms with us today. We didn't bring any minnows. We left the T-turn bait rigs behind, and we just came with the Stingnose. And they're a lot of fun when you're jigging, folks. It's fun catching perch on the jig. But
I'm running the gold.
you know what? I was thinking of that. What size gold you running?
I don't know.
You don't know? Small.
It's a little smaller than the one you've got.
I figured you were running the 1/8 ounce. I said it earlier. I said if I know
probably
Antonio, he's running 1/8. So you're running the gold one. Gold's a good choice because when you're fishing this deeper water, it's darker down there, and plus all the gobies,
Yeah, that's
right?
true.
The perch are actually eating the gobies. They're eating them like candy. But that's what it's been like, weeding through the small ones, catching the odd big one.
Well, I might join you.
You kind of move. Well, there's some nice. I haven't tried those holes right there. There's holes right there.
Okay.
Give it a try because there's another hole there behind Phil. I drilled a bunch of them.
All right, I'm going to join you.
That'll be great. We'd love to have you. You could tell when you got a good one because they actually fight. They actually fight. Again, this is untipped. So Antonio came and joined us now. I think he brought me some good luck. He's fishing the hole beside me there. And this one, oh yes, folks. There we go. There we go. Not as big as that first jumbo, but nonetheless a keeper size. And again, I'm just running this. Again, you don't have to tip them, folks, because these Stingnose are so realistic looking that they work really, really well just on their own. But if you tip them, they get a little bit of a different fall. You can add a little bit of scent and give yourself a little bit of an advantage. So I might go back to tipping and grab some butterworms, but for right now, I'm just too excited. I want to get down there because I caught about 3 other small ones in between to this one, but there might be some bigger ones just kind of hanging around.
Got a nicer one. I changed my Stingnose to a bigger one. I changed it to a 1/4 ounce. I upsized. You can see my old spoon here. I upsized and I got myself a bigger fish. Got another one. A bigger spoon. Yeah, maybe it'll keep. Let's see. No, too small. Got a nicer fish. Let's see. It's fighting. Wow. Oh, it's a walleye. Yeah. Yeah, a little walleye. Let's let him go.
Okay. Well, we've been busy with a lot of little fish. Oh, okay. That one's a decent one. It's like 1 for 4. You get 3 small ones and 1 decent one. This one's definitely going to be a keeper. This one feels a little better. Oh yeah. There we go. It's another nice one. Right there. Now I heard Antonio upsized, and I heard he got himself a little fingerling walleye. But I'm going to stick with the 3/16 ounce. Because I'm weeding through the smaller fish, but every so often we're getting into a keeper, and I think Phil got a couple more keepers. So you know what, folks, we're gonna squeak out a nice meal today, I think. Just as the cameraman walked away, I got myself another hit. And no, oh, it's a nice perch, but not quite a keeper. I'm gonna say that's just under borderline. Still a decent fish though, and he gave me a nice bite. So I wonder if now we got some bigger fish moving in, because that's what happens when you get a bigger one. Chances are there's some other bigger ones around, but having said that, we've been catching all these small ones in between. There's no rhyme or reason. And on Antonio's flasher unit, he actually checked the depth for us. We're fishing 36 feet of water to be exact.
Look how small this perch is on this big spoon. I'm not afraid to eat it. Holy Micro perch.
This guy's actually fighting a little bit. He gave me a nicer bite, so I'm hoping for a nicer fish. Oh yeah, and it is a nicer fish. That was a lot of fun.
Hey, that's a good one.
Yeah, usually the nicer hits are nicer fish. This one was the opposite of the other one. Just gave me just a slight little tap. Oh wow, beautiful. It's like 3 in a row in this spot. Little taps. I wasn't expecting a larger fish, but in this case it turned out to be larger than what I expected. So that was a nice surprise.
Yep. That's another keeper. Yeah, my bigger Stingnose is continuing to work. I think I have another keeper. Yeah, nice fish. Yeah. Yep.
Oh, that one feels a little better. Can't let Antonio and Phil catch all the nice ones. You gotta keep, oh, there we go. You gotta keep weeding through them, folks. You gotta keep weeding through them to get to these nicer fish. Oh, but you know what? That's okay, I don't mind. You catch a few, a dozen or two small ones, you get a big one. A dozen or two small ones, you get a big one. But you know what? When you get a big one, you can sure tell. That rod's doubled over and it feels great. This one, yes. Untipped, folks, untipped. I just got that one a little smaller earlier. Just like a minute ago, I dropped it back down. Ended up getting that one too. Boy, oh boy, what are we doing? Phil's got a nice few. Antonio's got a few. I've got a few. We've got enough for a fish fry already, folks. And we've only just begun. And these are gonna clean up very, very, very nicely. In fact, if you wanna see how we clean perch, folks, I'll put a link here for you. You could check out how we clean our perch, a couple of different ways. And hopefully wherever you are, you get a chance to do some perch fishing too. And you know what, folks, we're gonna stay out here. We're gonna spend the whole day. We just begun. We're not leaving till 4 or 5 o'clock. We're gonna stay all day out here today, make our way back home and have ourselves a fantastic perch fish fry. But ice fishing, folks, if you've never tried it, get on out, especially if Old Man Winter gives you a day like we've got today. Get on out there, enjoy the great weather, enjoy the great fishing, and have a bonus fish fry to boot. It's nothing else like it. Well, Antonio's went back to his original hole. Phil's still there. We're gonna keep going at it. And you know what, folks? I wanna thank you ever so much for tuning in to today's episode of Thundermist Fishing Tips. It's always great to see you. And until next time, good luck